You're tuned in to the Kansas City Weather Report, your daily source for the latest local forecast right here in KC. Whether you're planning your commute, weekend barbecue, or just trying to figure out if you need that extra layer, Wes has you covered. So let's dive into today's forecast.
Welcome to the Kansas City Weather Report. I'm meteorologist Wes Peary. Today's Friday, July 10th, and here is what's up with the weather. Another round of rain and thunderstorms came through early this morning. Now this afternoon, more thunderstorms are possible. And I don't have a good handle on when, to be frank. Could be as early as 1 p.m. Could be as late as like 4. So unfortunately, the entire afternoon is up for grabs. And storms that form could be producing strong to damaging wind gusts and some hail. This will be our last bout of rainfall that we get through for about a week, if not a little bit more than a week. So let's keep it calm this afternoon, right? We've had enough going on lately with these storms. Let's take it easy out there. Temperatures this morning as the rain comes to an end in the lower to middle 70s. Lunchtime temperatures, it's only about 80. This afternoon, it's only about 85 degrees. The heat index will be in the upper 80s, the extra moisture out there from the rainfall, making it feel a little extra humid. But I think we'll be able to drop the rain chances for tonight. I can't rule out a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm tonight, but I do not think it's going to be a repeat of what's happened the last couple of mornings. Saturday, we're in the upper 80s, and it feels like the lower 90s. We'll call it a partly cloudy day. Morning temperatures in the lower 70s and getting close to 90-ish for Saturday and for Sunday. Both days, roughly 90 degrees, give or take a couple of degrees there. I'm going to check my math exactly, 88 and 90 for tomorrow and Sunday. And then back near 90 essentially for Monday. Heat indices, lower 90s, not terrible. It's just hot, just July. And then we'll see if we can get into the lower to middle 90s. Here is what happens every single time there is a stretch of hot weather. And this is really, 90% of the time, this is it. And the 10% when it happens, you're like, oh, that actually happened for once. Every model says it's going to be 95 to 100 degrees, right? We're looking a week out, and every model, every weather model, even the best ones in the world, are 95 to 100 every single day. Okay, it's kind of, okay, whatever. And as you get closer, it's a little cooler each day. Just a little bit cooler each day, okay? Now, if you've noticed, maybe you haven't, let me tell you, the KC Weather Now app has not really ever gotten above 94, I don't think, any single day or next week, because I've seen this happen a million times. That being said, if we get to Wednesday and it's 96 degrees, however, whatever reason, one, I'm only off by 2 degrees. That's not bad. But two, it'll be kind of surprising. That being said, 90 to 95 degrees for the high temperatures, roughly Tuesday through Saturday. Not quite as humid as last time. Wind hopefully picks up a little bit for next Thursday and Friday, but I don't think the heat index is going to be getting too incredibly high for this upcoming week. Not I don't know if we're going to get extreme heat warnings issued. Maybe for a couple of days, but it just doesn't look like extreme heat. It just looks like it's hot overall. Next Sunday, and maybe even as soon as next Thursday, there are signals for some afternoon showers and thunderstorms, but it's probably next Sunday and Monday in which we'll get a cold front that comes through here, probably knocks temperatures down into the 80s, and good chance of rain. I got a chance of rain in there right now for Sunday and Monday. So although these storms have come with maybe some early mornings, a little bit of damage, unfortunately, some minor flooding. This is going to help stave off some of the worst heat, if you will. Like if we didn't have any rainfall going into this next week, it really might be like 95 every single day. But since, as we know from the water cycle, the water goes from the ground to the sky, that helps give us a little bit of cloud cover, and that helps stop the temperatures from getting quite as high. Think about a desert. A desert is dry, so it gets really hot in the afternoon. There's no moisture in the air. Since there's moisture in the air here, not going to get quite as hot. So that's why I've been saying this rain is beneficial in more ways than one. Help control the pet population, help control the temperatures to some degree. Pressure outlook, you should be feeling better. If you're sensitive to pressure changes, you should be feeling better. It was bottoming out last night, and we're on the way up, and we should stay relatively steady up until next Saturday or Sunday when that next rain chance arrives. The pollen reports are still broken. Let me guesstimate. Ragweed and grass are probably moderate, maybe high. I'll say moderate to high. And then mold's rarely low. I will say moderate for mold. I think next week probably the mold gets lower. But there's like always mold in the air. That's one thing I've come to realize after looking at pollen reports for years. It's like there's always it's always mold. It's like the same 5 molds. So hopefully you're not a mold sufferer, or it's been rough for a long time for you. All right, recapping the forecast. Showers and thunderstorms are ending this morning, but some more isolated thunderstorms are possible this afternoon. They could have some strong wind gusts and hail. Highs today near 85. Upper 80s to near 90 for Saturday and Sunday. Near 90 for Monday. And then like somewhere between 90 and 95 every single day. Next week, the heat index between 95 and 100. Next chance of rain is maybe as early as Thursday, more promising around next Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of the Kansas City Weather Report. I ran into a couple of very nice folks at at Trader Joe's on my break yesterday. So Hannah and McKenna, I can't remember if you said you listened to the podcast, but they got the app. They're on social media, so they do everything. I assume if you have the app, you also have a good chance of listening to my podcast. So all of those of you, that's bad grammar. Everyone that supports me and this podcast and the app, I'm very grateful. So thank you so much. I love you all. Goodbye.